It saddens me to say this, but next week is the finale, and I've been having a lot of fun with this show. Um, but the one thing I will say, the one thing that I will not miss about this show is its short episode run times. I mean, I'm not going to complain personally because I have to wake up early for work. So it's actually a benefit for me, but I know for probably others, it's like, make the episodes longer. But yeah, this week's episode was the shortest out of all of them, and we've had a lot of short episodes back to back to back. But this one clocked in at like 33 minutes, so it was relatively brief. But man, did they pack a lot of stuff in this. So let's talk about it. Of course, my name is Daniel Strunk. This is QuickTime Reactions, and we are here to talk about the second to last episode of Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 7, which is entitled Like a Keith in the Night. This one, once again, written by James Gunn, but we see Alethea Jones return to the director's chair since Episode 5, in which she directed that episode. So, of course, when we last left off, the 11th Street kids were kind of separated. John had been caught by Augie. Chris and Amelia were in Argus. They were about to leave and they got caught. And Ads was running for her life away from just all sorts of Nazis, essentially. Will they be able to reconvene in time so that they can try and convince Chris to go back home with them? And will they also avoid Argus? Because Argus is catching up on them and trying to figure out where they are exactly. So, I love the way that this episode starts because Amelia points out like all the obvious things that Chris could have seen to like tip him off. Like, you didn't notice the copies of Mein Kampf on the desk. And it's like, and Chris is like, do you think I look like this if I picked up books? And then she's like, you didn't notice the big mural of Hitler on the wall? And he's like, alright, I did miss that. Which is just amazing. So they escape from Argus, take the peace cycle, of course, and they get stopped by the cops. Going back a bit, Augie contacts Keith to say, come home, we need to talk, it's urgent. And so Keith comes home. Augie explains everything because he has John tied up. And they essentially go after Chris and try to find him before the cops get there. So to reconvene, Chris and Amelia are stopped by the cops when Augie and Keith come up and they just wipe out the cops and basically say, if you two want to live, you need to come with us. When I say they, I mean Augie and Keith. When they left, Economos tries to get Eagly to free him. Eagly's not having any of it, mainly because I think John just talked all sorts of shit about Eagly. So it's like, I'm not gonna help you. You were being mean to me. Ads. She was still getting chased by all those Nazis, but Judo Master. I was worried about Judo Master because I was like, oh man, what if he got caught? What if he got caught? He didn't get caught, thankfully. He told Ads to get out of a swimming pool that she was in to try and escape from all those people, and he sticks electrical wires into the pool, shocks everybody, and kills them. And basically, Judo Master takes her to a safe house where they basically, have everything set up, and they play Scrabble, which is Scrobble instead of Scrabble, and Judo Master is eating Cheetos with an H. Much in the same way Cheerios is with an H, and not so here. I love the little one-letter differences that they do in this dimension. That may be like the only thing that I like about this dimension is the one-letter difference in everything. Our two vigilantes basically come up with the idea of they're going to go and rescue Adebayo from, all the stuff that's going on. And they reconvene with her and Judo Master outside of the house that Chris, Augie, and Keith live at, essentially, where the portal is, essentially. Chris explains like his whole side of the story, and Keith is ready to basically kill Chris because he killed his brother, but Augie doesn't see it that way, and he actually believes this Chris in that it was an accident, and goes on a big speech talking about I wish that what I did in this world, even though it's not perfect, I hope that I could do the best that I could. And right as he's given this impactful emotional speech, the vigilantes come through the window, and the vigilante from this world just starts immediately stabbing Augie, and he's dead. The 11th Street kids, they make a beeline, but of course the cops, having been alerted to the fact that a lot of officers died by their hands, they're already at the house. They come in, and vigilantes hold them off, but Keith, mad at the fact that his brother's dead, now his dad's dead, he basically is on full crash out mode, goes after Chris and is beating the crap out of him. The 11th Street kids pull him off. Vigilante, I think, gets some good stabs in with his knife, but Chris is just yelling at them to stop. Just get off of him, stop. And he goes over to his brother. I put it in air quotes because it's not actually his brother. But he has the flashbacks to, Keith dying, him having to kill his father, him killing his alternate dimension self, and he comes to the conclusion it's not my world or your world that's the problem. It's me. I'm the problem. And for him to come to that realization, and the way that Cena performs this, he's really good in this scene. It's he realizes everything that I do, it's just bringing death and destruction every single place that I go, whether it's my brother, my dad, even myself, Flag Jr., everywhere I go, death and destruction. And so that's enough. Oh, well, and also the fact that, it's a Nazi world that they go through the portal. Amelia tells, I believe, the vigilante of this world, give me a gun. And she basically says, I can't have you following us, and getting to him. And is about to shoot him, but police break in. She has to dive through, and she's not able to get a shot. And so Keith of the Earth X world is still alive, and I'm wondering if he will ever come back. I sincerely doubt in the finale episode, but hey ho, you never know. Meanwhile, in the our world, Argus is trying to track down where the portal is coming from, and so they have to bring in who I'm calling Lex's guy in the chair, Happerson, who was in the Superman film, and he basically goes to his setup that was in the Luthor Court building, which detached, and it was like their floating base for like when the rift happened. He basically finds the portal, gives all the information to Argus, and then they go and they do meet up with the 11th Street kids, and Chris, having closed the portal, basically hands it over to them and says, it was just me. Rest of them, they went in and tried to convince me to come back. And Flag Sr. asked Judah Masters, that true? And Judah Masters like, yep, 100% true. And so Chris is arrested. Everyone else walks away scot-free, and Chris is going to jail. And that's where the episode ends off. And I was saying to myself as the episode ended, what are we going to do for the final episode? Because I remembered a shot from one of the trailers of a team looking through one of the doors, and it was like a spider skull world where they were looking into, and I was like, how is this going to factor in? And in my head I was like, okay, Argus is trying to find like which door they have to go through to find Chris. No, actually, that is not what is happening. It is something completely different. So I'm very interested to see what happens in this last episode, because apparently we have a very, very big cameo in this last episode as well to look forward to. And I'm just going to make an assumption that it's going to be James Gunn writing and directing. If I had to place a bet as to who the cameo could potentially be, in my head, similar to what happened in Superman with Peacemaker's cameo, maybe we get a cameo from the two guys who are going to be in the Lanterns series that'll be coming out, I think, early 26. But that's just a shot in the dark. It could be something completely different. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens in a week, because, like I said, series finale is, maybe not the series finale, but season finale will be next week. But yeah, there you go. That is my review of Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 7. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about this week's episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. Be safe out there. And just a little word of advice. If you are trying to avoid copyright, and like you don't want to like maybe change the name too much, simple suggestion, just add a letter or change a letter, because technically it isn't the same thing. So, and I'm pretty sure that's how U.S. trademarking and patenting works, right? I think that's how that works. And I will catch you guys next time.